Hey everyone, this is Daryl, aka The D from the Simply Incredible podcast, and tonight I'm going over Bellator 149 Gracie versus Shamrock. This is from Houston. Just going over the main card because actually I didn't see the prelims. I actually don't even know where the prelims were, if they were on TV or not, maybe just online. I don't know, I didn't see them. But I will say this, there was a lot of blood on the mat, so somebody got beat up pretty bad in there, and I didn't get to see that. But we start off with fight number one. In the this was a catch weight at 150. We had Daniel Pineda versus Emanuel Sanchez. Good fight. It was a split decision, which I don't know how it was, but Emanuel Sanchez got the win. It looked like it was very clearly 2-1 for Sanchez, but one of the judges had Pineda 2-1, which, you know, the old saying is when you leave it up to the judges, you never know what's going to happen. But I think the right guy got the win, but I still don't know how it's a split decision. Sanchez even said after the fight, he's like, split decision? Really? And I totally agree with that. I mean, I don't know. In the second fight, in the light heavyweight, we had Emmanuel Newton versus Linton Vassell. I think I pronounced his name right. Vassell? I'm not sure. Really the highlight in this fight, well, a low light in this fight was the first round. Newton, I'm not sure if he kicked him twice in the first round or a kick and a knee. I think it was 2 kicks in the first round to the groin of Vassell. And in the second round, he kneed him again in the groin. And Newton was losing the first round. He was losing the second round. And when in the second round, that knee hit him, I mean, Newton looked like he was about out of gas. He looked like he was really tired. And like he threw a knee, just to throw something, and it caught him low. Was it intentional? It kind of looked intentional, but it may not have been. And it really gave him a good rest. And after that, I mean, 3 times to the groin. Vassell was not the same after. But, he ended up finishing and getting the unanimous decision win. And Newton had a point taken away after the third one, but man, I tell you what, 3 to the groin, and he finished the fight. You gotta give him props on that, even though it shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to beat your opponent and you're getting kicked in the below the belt. Anyway, next fight we had Melvin Guillard versus Campos. And I'll say this is a lightweight division. It was really good to see Guillard. First time I've seen him in a long time. I remember him way back in the UFC a long time ago. And it was good to see him back. Unfortunately, he just didn't have it. Just didn't have enough for this fight. He got rocked pretty good in the first round. In the second round, Campos finished off the fight with a knockout. The second round, it was a good fight. Guillard, he was moving real well, but he just got caught hands down a little bit, got caught a couple times, and just the announcer said in the first round is like if they keep like this, that Guillard's probably going down because his hands stayed low and he kept getting rocked, and he didn't have good head movement either. So, and that's what happened with that one. Next fight, the co-headline, Kimbo Slice versus Dada 5000. Never heard of Dada 5000. And apparently he's had 2 fights, and the combined record of his opponents in those 2 fights, 1 win, 16 defeats. So he's not really had a lot of competition. Kimbo, we've known Kimbo for a long time. Both these guys are from Miami and apparently big, tough street guys. And apparently, I don't know, I got to be honest, this is the first time I've heard of Dada, like a couple weeks ago leading up to this. I didn't really know anything about him. Honestly, I still don't. And I will say this, they went into this fight talking so much trash and apparently having just hatred for one another. Just pure hatred. These 2 guys were out of gas within the first half, about 2.5 minutes in the first round. And this fight kept going and going and going. It was so bad. Here's the thing. I've been in mixed martial arts since 2000. I put on a lot of weight since my 2nd kidney transplant. And so, I'm not in peak physical condition by any stretch. But then again, I'm also not in the cage in a big event. So And to see these two guys, I mean, literally in the second round, this is not an exaggeration. Dada was so tired, he literally fell to his knees, rolled over on his back. Kimbo, basically so tired, fell on him in mount position and literally looked like he was going to take a nap on his chest. And Dada wasn't doing nothing. And Big John McCarthy was reffing, and he almost looked like this is just pathetic. And he made him stand up. And this happened on multiple occasions where, you know, one of the guys just fall down, the other guy would just kind of lay down and just literally looked like they wanted to take a nap. It was so bad. But in the third round, it was kind of funny. The announcer said these two guys literally had to be helped up to even start the round. It's like, man, this is rough. And here's the thing: not a lot of punches were landing, not a lot of kicks. They were just pretty much out of shape from go. And Kimbo hit him a couple times in the third round, and Dada, I think he was just so tired he couldn't stand up and fell over. And before he actually kind of like fell and was kind of slowly running as he was falling down, it took him about 3 seconds to actually fall down as he was slowly running. And before he hit the ground, I think McCarthy was like, I'm done even reffing this fight, and it's over. It wasn't so much a knockout as a fall down. And the crowd went nuts. And here was my question. Did they go nuts because Kimbo got a knockout win? Or did they go nuts because that fight was finally over? And I'm leaning toward the fight was finally over. But Kimbo got the win by knockout. By technical knockout. Oh, and he actually said this after the fight. Kimbo said, you know, it's thanks to hard work and my teammates that I won this fight. I was like, wow. You had hard work and you literally almost passed out in the ring in the first round. Not by anyone hitting you, just because you were so tired. But anyway, that's how that ended. In the headline of the night, Ken Shamrock versus Hoist Gracie. This rivalry goes way back to the early UFC. And sadly, there's a little controversy at this one, and it really upset me too, because this is a fight at first I heard it and I was like, do I really want to see these two guys? They're old. Really? But Hoist, we're actually in our martial arts school. The Edge martial arts school is under Hoist Gracie. He's been to the school many times. Awesome dude. Awesome man. Have tons of respect for him. And it was good to see him in there. And unfortunately, it was early in the first round. He caught Ken with a knee to the groin. Clearly didn't mean to. The ref missed it. And as you're taught to do, if the ref doesn't stop it or anything, you keep going. And he ended up finishing the fight. And as soon as the fight ended, Ken went ballistic. Not hitting anybody or anything. He was yelling at the ref, yelling at Hoist, saying he meant to do it. And then when they interviewed him, he said, you know, I shouldn't have yelled at Hoist. He didn't mean to do it. And you know, but the ref just missed it. Just missed the knee to the groin. And Hoist did what he's supposed to do. I don't even think he knew he hit him in the groin, to tell you the truth. But that's how that ended. But Hoist got the win. Interestingly, all these years, that's his first technical knockout. And unfortunately, it was ended with controversy. But you know, not a great night of fights at all. It really did kind of have the feel of a minor league compared to the UFC major league. I was even telling one of the guys, even the announcers, they kind of looked like a knockoff Mike Goldberg and, is it Mike Goldberg? And I think it's Mike Goldberg and Joe Rogan. They kind of look like knockoff versions of them. But all in all, not a bad night. You know, it's always good to hang out, you know, see the fights and stuff, but not great. I don't even know what the next Bellator event is. But on the 2nd or the 5th, in a couple weeks, next UFC, you got McGregor versus, man, I keep thinking Rafael dos Anjos. I might be wrong about that. I know McGregor is going up a weight class to try to have 2 titles at one time. Never been done. So that's pretty cool. And then in the women's division, Holly Holm versus Miesha Tate for the women's title. Holly, her first title defense, should be a great fight. I would not be as surprised no matter who wins that fight, because I think both of them are really, really good. Misha's had, I think this will be her third title shot, and she hasn't. The first two was against Ronda Rousey. She didn't get it either time. Maybe she can, get the win. But I'll definitely watch that and put up a video after that. But thanks for watching. You guys have an incredible night.